Hello again. This is Mary. If you have been following Heart Journey, then you know that this video is about the third co-creative thought transformation as a spiritual practice for the third month of your Heart Journey. Heart Journey is a book I wrote about attracting and manifesting as a spiritual path. You can find a free introductory video to Heart Journey, a how-to manual for co-creative manifestation, on this YouTube channel or on a link found on my homepage at www.maryjuno.com. If you have not seen the introductory video but have come upon this video, I suggest you view the introductory video first. It will give you an overview of what I seek to accomplish by authoring these videos and also provide context for the co-creative thought transformations I am presenting. There are 12 co-creative thought transformations in all. It is suggested that you take them in order and practice them each for 1 month by keeping the concept and principles in your mind. There is nothing to study or journal. I simply want to introduce a different way of thinking and feeling that you can practice and observe during the coming month. If you're ready to move on to the third co-creative thought transformation, let us begin. You have probably heard that energy follows thought, but what does that mean? What you are thinking now not only creates your destiny by establishing a trajectory path into the future, thoughts also color your perceptions, emotions, and present reality. Thoughts have power, so if you are on a spiritual path, you would be wise to monitor your thinking and know where you are headed. For example, given these two pictures, which circumstances would you care to inhabit? The two pictures are in extreme contrast. Differences can be more subtle. If you pay close attention to your thoughts, you will actually see and experience your circumstances morph in response to your thinking patterns. Consequently, it is not in your best interest to allow your thoughts to reside in the mental ghetto, where negativity in all its various forms roams the streets, fostering less than desirable circumstances. Lower thought forms diminish your expectations and limit your options. Higher thought forms raise your expectations and increase your options. It is a matter of potential. If you wish to manifest, you want the best possible odds, and you get that with positive, creative, and enlightened thoughts. Your goal in Heart Journey is to attract, receive, and manifest. This involves opening your heart and co-creating with the higher power of your choice. Higher thought forms raise your vibrational frequency, opening your heart to love, while opening your mind to communications with your co-creative partner. Obviously, higher is better, and you will be happier and more productive without lower thought forms and negative emotions. So what steps can you take to curb lower thought forms and negative emotions that impede your heart journey? How can you rescue your mind from the mental ghetto? For this third co-creative thought transformation, we will focus on behavioral changes or actions that you can take this month that will raise your vibrational frequency while avoiding common pathways to lower thought forms and negative emotions. Specifically, we will be working to change behavior in regard to gossip. Just focusing on this one habit can open your awareness of the lower thought forms such as prejudice, vulgarity, and crudeness. Avoiding this one trap, gossip, can lessen your exposure to other lower thought forms and the negative focus that can result. Perhaps the most common and damaging form of chatter in the mental ghetto is gossip. It's called, "Let's you and me talk about him or her." In this situation, there is no desire to help another or to understand his or her situation. The intention is to defame and vent. The conversational structure of gossip by its very nature is a breeding ground for inaccurate information since there is no opportunity for rebuttal or clarification. You only get one side of the story, a story frequently meant to further someone's personal agenda and feeling of superiority. In reality, everyone loses in this situation. The perpetrators of gossip subsist on a diet of judgment and criticism. They become put-down artists with hearts partially or completely closed, especially in regard to the object of their scorn. Perpetrators become breeding grounds for negativity, and gossiping weakens their ability to attract and manifest. The listeners, as willing or unwilling participants, are no less culpable. They are caught in the middle by the dysfunctional exchange. Will they delight in someone's misstep or misfortune? What should they do? How should they respond? Should they defend the person being gossiped about? Should they become the messenger and tell the victim what was said? Should they pass the gossip along to others? And what, if anything, is the gossip circulating about the listener? After all, what goes around comes around. The listener who sides with either the perpetrator or the victim ends up thinking less of one or the other or both. Meanwhile, the target of the gossip is tried, judged, sentenced in absentia, and victimized. Because gossip is actually a closed conversation, there is no opportunity for response, explanation, or corrective action. The victim might sense that something is wrong, but have no way to address it. For the coming month, focus on this one thing: gossip. Eliminate it from your life. Do not perpetuate gossip. Do not listen to gossip, and don't be concerned with what people are saying about you. The point is for the perpetrator, listener, and victim to change their behavior, and this will change their thinking. The universe hates a void. When you create a vacuum by eliminating gossip, new thoughts, higher thoughts will emerge. You can set yourself free. The time you waste on gossip can instead be spent creatively. Here are some tips to help you get out of the gossip habit and trap. If you have a problem with someone that you cannot ignore, do not become a perpetrator and spread gossip about your dissatisfaction. Do not triangulate conversations by involving a third person and expect to address problems or solve issues. Going through another party dilutes your personal power, muddies the water, and confuses the issue. This is counterproductive and a totally ineffective attempt at resolution. Have the integrity and honesty to deal with the situation directly. Go to the person and discuss the situation. You have been learning to deal directly with your co-creative partner and not solely through a designated or trained intermediary like a priest or rabbi. So also learn to deal directly with the people around you. The exchange can be mutually beneficial, and you might learn something in the process. Never say anything behind someone's back that you would not say to his or her face. Make this your policy towards everyone, and you can state your policy whenever you are confronted with this issue. Be clear with family, friends, and coworkers by voicing the following. I promise that I will not be discussing you in a disrespectful way behind your back, nor will I be listening to such conversations. If I have a problem with you, I will come to you directly. If someone attributes negative comments about you as coming from me, call me on it. The truth will come out. If someone else says negative and disrespectful things about me behind my back, don't tell me. I do not need to know what is said unless and until that person comes and discusses matters with me directly. The act of making this statement and detailing your intention is life-altering. If you want to end some of the dysfunctional gossip and drama in your life, this is the way to do it. By uplifting your thoughts and holding to higher principles, the consciousness of those around you will also be affected. You set a standard by being direct and clear about your methods and motives. In time, this standard will have a positive effect on others. Occasionally, you may need to have a third party or professional present for a particularly difficult or violent situation. This is a different matter and always ensure your safety. Third parties who are present as witnesses or for support, protection, clarification, or mediation, such as counselors, lawyers, police officers, doctors, employers, authority figures, friends, or family members, are acceptable and even advisable for serious issues or interventions. You do not have to handle situations entirely on your own, and sometimes a third party, whether invested in the outcome or disinterested, lends credibility to what you are saying. In this situation, you do not have to be present if it puts you or others at risk, but normally, do not expect a third party to address issues for you and without you. Deal direct. If you get caught in a listening situation, refuse to participate in gossip. There are a number of ways to do this. You can stop the conversation and state that you prefer to not get involved with gossip. You might try to defend the victim and take his or her side. Play devil's advocate. If all else fails, walk away. If the perpetrator gets angry or does not respect your decision, that is his or her problem, not yours. For the perpetrator, speak no evil. Do not gossip. For the listener, hear no evil. Do not participate by listening. And for the victim, pretend you don't see or know what is being said about you. If someone does not have the courage to come to you directly, it is not your concern. Ignore the issue. Years ago, I was in a situation where someone was angry with me and spreading lies. I had already seen this person destroy the reputation of others for the sake of personal gain. I took a proactive approach and told mutual acquaintances and friends to never tell me what was being said about me. I did not care to know. Those who truly knew me knew what I stood for. Firmly taking this position set my mind free to stay uninvolved in senseless drama and able to pursue my dreams of an education, which I did. I did not let someone with an agenda or vendetta derail me from my focus. So, do not be afraid to ignore gossip about yourself. If someone has a problem with you, he or she should act like an adult and speak with you directly. The simple act of changing your actions regarding gossip will influence your thinking in other ways. As you go through the month, you will become aware of various other lower thought forms, sullying your mind and environment in the form of prejudice, vulgarity, or crudeness. You are becoming sensitized to multiple contributions to the mental ghetto. Perhaps you hear a joke at someone's expense. Maybe you witness discrimination relative to race, creed, nationality, religion, class, gender, age, sexual orientation, or any other trait. The point is, you cannot truly open your heart while disrespecting others. Compassion is the antithesis of disapproval and insensitivity, and will not arise under these conditions. So the goal is to be observant and aware with the hope of cleaning up your thought processes and exposure to negativity. Notice the conversations you might get involved in or the comments you might hear. Do they serve a useful purpose? Are they consistent with your mundane and spiritual goals? Do they support your heart opening? Will they enhance or distract from the process of manifestation through attraction and receptivity? Are they creative exchanges that seek to understand, assist, and instruct? Or are they thoughts or words meant to demean, punish, blame, hurt, justify, or distance? These are important questions. There is only one course of action open to those who wish to co-create with a higher power through an open and loving heart. They must sustain their potent focused thought by eliminating the clutter and misplaced attention. Do not let communication with your co-creative partner lapse because of gossip and lower thought forms. You only have so much time and so much mental energy, so choose wisely. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. While eliminating gossip and lower thought forms, maximize your co-creative potential and spiritual growth through silence and reflection. You can do this through meditation, walks in nature, quiet moments, journaling, or prayer. Practice listening by establishing a quality quiet time left open for insight and awareness. The goal is increased awareness of both lower and higher thought forms. Lower thought forms in regards to gossip, and higher thought forms in regards to heart openness and communication with your co-creative partner. Eliminating gossip will help with the lower thought forms. Silence and reflection will help with every other area of your life. Both tasks will lead to a recognition of subtleties. Gossip contains both subtle and blatant disrespect for another person. Through the act of internal and external monitoring, you can uncover these thought patterns needing co-creative transformation. Silence and reflection can sensitize you to subtleties in your communication with your co-creative partner, which may occur through signs, symbols, whispers, times of ease, and various other formats. Through increased awareness, you are cleaning up your mental environment by monitoring your conversations with others, noting your own thought patterns, and communicating with your co-creative partner. All three are important to spiritual development and the process of manifestation through attraction and receptivity. Silence and reflection fuel insight that moves you out of the mental ghetto. It is the key to spiritual growth. Silence and reflection becomes a classroom, the structure in which you learn. The thought patterns of your own mind become the material that you study, and your co-creative partner becomes your teacher, guiding your spiritual development and training you in the process of manifestation through attraction and receptivity. When you listen in the silence with an open heart and mind, truth is revealed. Work with this co-creative thought transformation for 1 month, keeping it foremost in your mind and avoiding gossip. Place cues in your home and work environment as reminders of the transformation you are seeking to make. At the end of the month, move on to the 4th co-creative thought. You are not expected to master any of the co-creative thought transformations in 1 month's time. These transformations are lifelong callings. There are layers and layers of spiritual insight and growth innate to each new co-creative thought pattern. In the beginning, awareness in and of itself is considered progress, a step in the right direction. Next month's 4th co-creative thought transformation is disabling need and dependency, which will also be in video format. There are 12 co-creative thought transformations. Progress with one transformation supports progress with others, as all 12 are interrelated. Each round will awaken your heart further and deepen your experience and skill in attracting and manifesting. Look for the 4th co-creative thought transformation on my YouTube channel or at maryjuno.com. To receive notices of each new video, subscribe to my YouTube channel or newsletter. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please click like on this and the other Heart Journey videos. This will help to spread the word that Heart Journey is a valuable spiritual path in regards to attracting and manifesting what you want in your life. For more information about Heart Journey and co-creative manifestation, go to my website, maryjuno.com. There you will find a study guide, sample chapter, and videos. You can also sign up to be on the mailing list for future videos and offerings. Heart Journey, the book, is available in paper and digital format. And obviously, the greatest amount of information and spiritual depth is only found in the book. My videos can only introduce you to the topic. The book can be purchased online or through a bookstore. The digital format will work with your iPad, tablet, computer, or phone. Free apps are available. I wish you all the best with this third co-creative thought transformation. I look forward to sharing with you next month with a new video. I hope you have an abundant and insightful month. Goodbye for now.